What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Darksiders 2 Deathinitive Edition, Deathinitive difficulty 100% walkthrough. We're playing this on the Xbox One, but as always, this walkthrough will work for every platform. It'll work for Steam, Switch, PS4/5. So, in this episode, we're going through the Shattered Forge, and we're going to get the hammer for Valis, a splinter bone. And let's go ahead and fast travel over there. Alright, so we are at the entrance to the Shattered Forge, and if you remember, down here was a Boatman coin, if you missed that, and up here was a Mystic Stone Bite. So if you missed those, you can go ahead and get them. We have already gotten them, so we're just gonna go through the dungeon. So, and in here, so we'll get Splinter Bone. But in here, there's also, hop over, whoa, hello. Down here, on this side, there is also a loot chest. Now you can go through this dungeon before you get the quest, and then when you get the quest, you can turn in the, Splinter Bone to Aya, and let Valis have his buddy. But we did this in the proper order, so, and again, for those of you, if this is your first video, I am playing this as though I would on Nightmare mode, because I was asked to do this on Nightmare mode, and, there's Boatman coin 26, I was asked to do this on Nightmare mode. However, when you die in Nightmare mode, whenever you die in Nightmare mode, you have to completely start over, and it didn't make sense to try to do that for YouTube and Facebook gaming and all of that. Mostly because then I might never get done with this series. So, because I die in a lot of stupid ways, like falling off the edge and stuff like that. So, let's see. So down here is... There's a few of these, actually. These deep dives, underwater passageways. But yeah, so I'm not playing this on Nightmare mode. However, I did make the concession, excuse me, that I would play this as though I'm on Nightmare mode. So we're doing everything according to level. Which is fine. They may have wanted you to do that in the first place. I don't know, but most of these dungeons you can do really at any time for the most part. Some of them you need special items for, but overall, like the Weeping Crag, we could have done that at level 1. Doesn't make sense because it would have been a difficult fight with a level 5 enemy, but you could absolutely 100% do it and possibly be okay. So this is the Shadow Leaf Seed that we learned about in the last episode. Like I said, really, see, we've already got 2 out of 6 just for killing 2 things, and that's really how you get those. So just kill things and they'll show up or they won't. So that's all there is to it. So, alright, we will progress through the dungeon. Okay. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. Now, you don't actually need to go on the other side, but it exists in case, like, you fall through. And I completely did not think about that. But here's an example. Just fall down, and, oh, I need to get back up there. Well, this is how you do it. So, this, no. Aw, man. Okay, so this particular dungeon, you're going to do a lot of platforming, a lot of those parkour things that Death is so good at, lots of wall runs and stuff like that. In fact, the dungeon actually seems to be designed for that. So, if you enjoy doing that, then this is the dungeon for you. If you don't enjoy doing that, this is not the dungeon for you, and you can skip it, but you won't get the 100%. So, I'll run over here. But, down here in this crystal is our elite item that I believe I mentioned earlier. And that elite item is the Omega Blades. So we'll get those here in a minute. First, we've got some fighting to do. And hopefully some more Shadow Leaves to get. If these... Okay, well, that worked out. Yep, so we got one more. We're halfway there. And, you know, living on a prayer. Sorry. I can't hear that phrase without my brain going there. Thank you for that, Bon Jovi. So, throw that across, and then throw the second one low enough where you can grab it, because we need that as well. So, come this way before we go over here. That progresses the dungeon, but we have to do this to get our Omega Blades. So, put that there, blow it up, and then, come on, warp. No, you're not warp, death. Well, I didn't totally want a wall run, but that's alright. That's okay. It's the same outcome. So, Omega Blades. The Omega Blades were built piece by piece from the shattered weapons of slain angels. When wielded, the Omega Blades ignite with raging fires. Each strike of the sides can cause opponents to erupt into flames, and those flames can spread to nearby enemies. This effect, known as the Omega Fire, consumes all those who oppose the balance. So, basically, if you like using the arm blades, if that's like your heavy, I say with air quotes, weapon of choice, then these are definitely great earlier on. I'm not really a fan of arm blades in general, so I don't ever use them, but they do have some pretty awesome fire damage, so use them if you like, don't use them if you don't want to. But either way, this is a 100%, so we had to get them. But we will keep going. Oh, so just got some guilt. Okey-doke. And there are a couple of pretty big fights in here. But nothing too terrible overall. Okay, so go ahead and flip the switch or pull the lever. And those things pop up. I know I've said this before, but they remind me of like the coat pegs from elementary school. I don't know if your elementary school had or has those, but your school district, but mine did, and that's what those remind me of. Alright, so grab the bomb flower, throw it over here, or shadow bomb, and throw it over here. And, oh no, we've got another fight. Alright. Whoa. I don't think so, sir. And they like to breathe in more space. We're not playing as war. I was playing Darksiders 1 on my Switch earlier. And I shouldn't have done that, because now, like, I keep thinking Darksiders 1. This is Darksiders 2, and this is death, not war. So, goodbye, Prowler. So 4 out of 6 seeds. Goodbye, other Prowler. 5 out of 6. And like I said, these are really easy to get. And there we go. So now that part of the Maker's Chronicle quest is complete. And all we have to do is talk to Maria, and she will give us the Lodestone, so we can go get the Maker's Chronicle. So, we will for sure get the Lodestone in this episode. I may end up waiting until the next episode to actually go get the Maker's Chronicle, because we've got some stuff to do in the next episode anyway, and I'm not sure that we'll have enough time to do it all in this episode. So, either way, we'll get the Lodestone, and either this episode or the next, we will get the Maker's Chronicle. But here's another big fight, and this is why I definitely wait to do, no you don't, to do this dungeon until I'm at least a level 7, and it's because you have back-to-back-to-back big fights, and without proper leveling and proper gear, it can be a real challenge. And it's even, like, I've been playing this game since it came out. I'm pretty... Oh, sorry if you heard that very loud vehicle. I'm pretty good at this game, generally speaking. Like I said, sometimes my combat skills suck, but overall, I'm fairly decent at this game. I've been playing it since it came out, like literally at least like once a month since it came out, or once every couple of months, just because I enjoy the game. But even I have issues with this dungeon if I don't wait until I'm a little bit higher level. So, or well, you know, like at least like a level 8 where it's not as much of a challenge. So just something to be aware of. Sorry, it bothers me. We'll keep that one. I'll go ahead and equip that. Yeah, sorry, those little like notifications bother me. Which is part of the reason that I was like, well, I may edit these things out, but so far I haven't. So, just loading screens. And pause screens if I get phone calls. But, you know, it be like that sometimes. It seems like people like to call me when I'm actually busy and not when I'm not doing anything. But anyway, that's how it goes, isn't it? Alright, whoa, that was a rock. Death. I almost called him War again. And we'll come up here. And hop on up. Come over, back jump. And climb up for this. Okay, so you want to be careful here. You definitely want to throw that over there. Let that do its thing, because that's where we have to go. However, we can get a chest. So be careful falling down here, because it is possible to fall in the water. But make sure you grab your second shadow bomb. Otherwise, you're going to have to go through it all over again. Like that little underwater passage and stuff all over again. So, we need this. And hop up here. And you need that second shadow bomb anyway, because that's how we're going to get up to the door. So, and that actually took me a little bit to figure out, because it's not so much that it was, that was not what I wanted, but we'll go ahead and grab those. Not because it was like a difficult, like puzzly kind of thing, but because of that. Sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call. But yeah. Okay. So hop across. Down. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this took me a minute to figure out, not because it was difficult, because it's not in any way, but because I thought I could just like hop up there and come up like that way, but I couldn't, and I was like, this is dumb. I don't get that. So you do have to make your way across the difficult platforming, not difficult, the annoying platforming kind of way. There we go. So, and yeah, I guess for me, that's what took me a little longer to figure out than it should have, because I was like, this is dumb. Why do I have to do that? Makes no sense. But it is what it is. So this is the first time we see these constructs. And if you have already talked to Karn, you can go ahead and get carven stone here. But I usually just do that at the Lost Temple, because Karn waits for you outside the Lost Temple. So you can just get the quest from him anyway. But the trick in that pottery is Book of the Dead. Well, there it is. Book of the Dead page number 7. I was trying to save it, but oh well. So the thing with those little floating heads that contain carven stone is you want to shoot them, and we'll talk about this more in the Lost Temple. But you want to shoot them while they... Oh, snap. I forgot about this dude. I didn't actually forget about this dude. I just didn't think he'd show up already. No, you don't. Okay, maybe you did. Ow. Can we not? Can we not? Yeah, so many things. No. No. Okay. No, would you? Ah, there we go. Ooh, we got some possessed sides. I'll grab those. I think those are, yeah, those are sides. Perfect. So we got our first possessed weapon. And over here was Book of the Dead page number 7 in the pottery. Let's get the things and what's happening. Oh, it's gonna make me level it up. Well, I guess we can go ahead and talk about this. So, whenever you level up a possessed weapon, you do so by feeding it. So you do so by feeding it items that you already have, and if you look, you can see different items will like increase that experience. You can see it where it says level 5 and that little bar going all over the place. We'll go ahead and sacrifice that, and just to show you, I'll go ahead and get rid of that one, and then we'll say we'll do this one. Okay, so you level up, and here are the stats that are already on the weapon, but you get these extra stats based on the things that you feed it. So because I do arcane, I chose arcane. And achievement unlocked, feeding time for leveling up our first possessed weapon. I was kind of hoping to hold off on that until we got back to Tristone, but I didn't realize it would force me to do it. I usually just do it anyway, so didn't matter, but I was gonna wait and explain it a little bit later, or when we were done with the dungeon, but that's alright, it's all good. You have to have the knowledge anyway. Alright, so now just hop on down, and be careful because you can fall in that hole, and fall in the water and all of that, but we're gonna make our way to our skeleton lock. There we go. And keep going. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for the dungeon. And here's Splinterbone. In the hands of a skilled blacksmith, this hammer grants the ability to forge powerful weapons and armor. Return this item to Valis in Tristone. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So, let's go.
This for a reason.
Yes, we did. We found it for a reason. That reason is a side quest. Alright, so let's fast travel back to Tristone and keep going. Alrighty, so we are back in Tristone, and all we're going to do in here is turn in our Shadowleaf seeds to Muria, and we'll give Valis back his hammer so he can make us nice, fancier things and all of that. So yeah, let's keep going and do our stuff. Alright, let's go talk to, yeah, we'll talk to Maria first. I've been debating since we got back into Tristone, which I wanted to do first. We'll go ahead and do the Lodestone stuff first.
You have touched the darkness. You're back.
So little faith, shaman. Here are your seeds.
It is rare that I encounter one whose motives are so difficult to read, but you have my thanks.
Okay, so the Lodestone. A Lodestone is naturally and forcefully drawn to objects of the same material. Should the Lodestone be somehow carved into, the separate parts will actively seek to be reunited. And that's what happens with the Maker's Chronicle, and that's how we get it down. So, alrighty. So now that's all we've got to do for that quest, is go get it and then turn it into Orin. So, that's what we'll be doing, or we'll do that in the next episode because I am rapidly running out of time. But we're gonna go talk to Valis, or, well, we'll talk to Aya, and then she'll, assuming, give Valis the hammer. You'll see what I mean. You will see what I mean.
Oh, it's you, horseman.
It is me.
I believe you were looking for something.
Oh, Splinterbone. You found it. I don't know what to say.
I leave you to your work, Valis.
Should you come this way again, you may find items of even greater power.
And that's true. Valis makes us some, like, nice purple items. But that's going to be it for this episode. So thank you, everyone, for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode.